All right, True Patriot '09, and doing a review on some new trout gear that I got. Um, when I was in high school and college, I used to trout fish a lot, and I kind of got out of it. Other outdoor activity, you know, lake fishing, river fishing for smallmouth, hunting, things like that, and kind of got out of trout fishing. A good friend of mine that I work with, who I went to college with, we used to trout fish all the time, and he still trout fishes, and he's got a bunch of citations. Well, he finally talked me into starting to go back with him trout fishing. So this weekend we are going to a. Better keep it like this. So this weekend we're going to a pay to fish stream. And I know in a sense it's kind of cheating, a pay to fish and a trout stream, or they're going to stock citations and things like that. But still, yet it's going to be fun. It's also local, so we're helping locals, start up this business. They've only been going for about 2 months now, maybe a month, and so I'm looking forward to going. So a quick review on some of my new trout stuff. The rod itself is just a Quantum Snapshot SSIM6. It's just kind of an ultralight, your typical ultralight rod. There's one of my dogs. And I got a new reel that came in today. So this is the Kast King Centron 500. It's their ultralight ice fishing reel. It's kind of small, which obviously is what you need for trout fishing. I put the 6-pound trilene on it right there. The trilene max, it's a mono. And I was hesitant with the Kast King in general last year, just because I'd never really heard of them. I had seen them advertised on Amazon, and I went ahead and got a Kast King bait caster. I forgot what the actual name. It's just a Kast King bait caster. But anyway, that has been the best bait casting reel I have probably ever owned. It's backlash maybe once or twice on me. I'm throwing braid with a fluorocarbon leader on. I mean, it's a great rod and reel combo. I've got a Bass Pro Shop rod on that particular one. But anyway, when I bought that bait caster last year, I was kind of sold on Kast King. I've bought some of their line, and now I've got this reel, and this reel is incredibly smooth. I don't know if you could see that earlier. There you go. So it's a 5:2 to 1 ratio, gear ratio, and it's just, there's no slack or play in the reel at all. 9+1 ball bearings. It's aluminum, and it has just been, it's really smooth. And if it's anything like my bait caster, I know that I'm going to be extremely pleased with it. You can see in the background there when I used to have hair. But anyway, so looking forward to that. 6-pound test. Me throwing some spinners, some Joe's flies, things like that. And I think they're called trout magnets, like worms. These almost looks like a small little Ned rig. So I went ahead and got some new waders. These are Froggtoggs hip waders. Read a lot of good reviews on them. A lot of people liked them, and for some reason it will not focus on that. So anyway, they're Froggtoggs. They're hip waders. Got them in, and they are a PVC nylon mix, I guess. So if you're used to the old school, what I'm used to, I'm 42 years old. So old school, I remember wearing the old green waders that your dad had that were thick, and it could be 20 degrees outside and you still were sweating. So these, with this type of material, it's kind of thin, but it feels really durable, and I don't feel like I'm going to be sweating in those like I would the old school green thick rubber ones you used to wear. I tried them on. They fit really well. They're comfortable. The shoe size is an 11. I probably should have got a 12. I wear 11 and a half. These are a little bit tight, but not too bad. They have felt and cleated. These are considered the cleated. And you can see those light brown dots there on the sole. If I'm not mistaken, I think you can actually buy the screw-in cleats themselves, and that's where you'd put the cleats are in the light brown spots there. So looking forward to getting out trout fishing. Looking forward to maybe catching a citation. I've caught one citation in my life, trout fishing, I should say, and it was a blast. So I'm looking forward to it. More videos to come. I'm probably going to do a little bit more shooting this evening. I finally got my bow release set up right, my thumb release. So anyway, I just want to say, like I always do, God bless America. Pray for our first responders, our military, their families. And you know what? With all this tension that's in the world and in our country these days, it doesn't matter what race we are, what religion we are, just be respectful towards one another. And if we start off by just being respectful to our fellow brother and sister and neighbor and friend and a stranger that you see, and a simple just a hello, is there something I can do for you today? They would change so quickly and so drastically in a way that I don't even think we could comprehend. I had a conversation with a gentleman today, and we had the best conversation that I've had in a long time with a stranger, and it was a stranger, and we were both very respectful towards one another, and that's what we need. So I'll leave it at that. God bless you all. Thank you for watching. True Patriot 09.